This is why as a young woman, you should not be entering taxis alone at night. A 24-year-old nursing student has lost her life after she took a ride in the middle of the night with her best friend home. It was said she was most likely coming from church when this tragic incident happened. And you cannot imagine how this happened because, first of all, it was her and a friend who were in the taxi with the driver. And everything seemed fine. Everything seemed good. She was in the company of a friend, a female friend. So if anything was going to go wrong, they had a better chance of getting away with it. But eventually, it was said her friend stopped at her destination, leaving her alone in the vehicle with the driver. And it was at this point that the driver saw an opportunity to do evil. Sylvia, they say, was a nursing student at the Zambia Institute of Medical and Physiological Studies. She was currently in her third year when this happened, a young, beautiful woman. Around 2 a.m. on the 24th of October 2024, she and her friend were coming back home. It's not exactly clear where they were coming from. Sources say they went for a night vigil. Other sources say that she was coming from the hospital. It seemed safe at this time since she had company, but it was 2 a.m. in the middle of the night and anything could go wrong. And usually when you're with a friend, there gotta be some sense of safety. And even after the friend dropped, it seemed as though her sense of safety still remained. After the friend arrived at her own destination, it was now left for the driver to take Sylvia to her destination. And eventually they got to her gates. But just when Sylvia was reaching to her purse to pay this man his money, the man reached out, got an empty bottle and struck her with it. Before Sylvia realized what was going on, she was being attacked multiple times by this driver. She was screaming for help, even fighting this man back to back. But the man had started driving away with her still in the car. This was just right in front of her own house. But the man continued driving with Sylvia in the back of the vehicle, fighting her consistently. But Sylvia was relentless. She made sure she fought her way out of it to the point that the driver crashed his vehicle into a ditch, into a gutter. And this is where you know that this driver is very stupid, because after crashing his car, he came out to collect her purse to steal 400 Zambia kwacha, and then he fled the scene. Passerby heard Sylvia cries and they came to her aid. She was rushed to the hospital. Unfortunately for her, 3 days later, she succumbed to the injury she sustained from the violence she had suffered in the hands of the driver. But what kind of a stupid man is this? You literally attacked a young girl to steal 400 kwacha at risk of destroying your vehicle. Like, this is where you just see some thieves are stupid. Is it that the vehicle does not belong to him, or he is just a stupid person? You crashed your car to steal 400 kwacha. Is it that kwacha is expensive? Do I have to Google if kwacha is up to $1 million? Because I don't understand why this driver would run away, leaving his car behind because he has stolen 400. I don't know how else to relate this scenario, because it's so stupid that you really have to think about a similar stupid situation. It's like you're very hungry and you have a plate of food in front of you, but you stole a sachet water, ran away, leaving your food there. So what exactly was in this man's head? I don't even understand. He just wasted this girl's life for nothing. Eventually, the taxi driver was found and arrested and would be charged to court. But sadly for the family of Sylvia, she is no more. She has been finally laid to rest while they await justice for the man who took her life. The sad thing is, these things happen more often than not. For most young girls, they either get raped, sexually assaulted, robbed, and in rare cases, murdered. That is why most times I tell my female friends to be careful, especially when they go out at night. You can't just enter a taxi and think that everything is honky-dory. You just have to take it easy and be aware that things could go wrong. I feel like maybe she was very cautious of the man to the point that they even had to get to her own house, that he waited for her to be distracted before he struck. Because let me tell you, if this man also had the intention to do this from the onset, he would have maybe driven the car to a corner to do it. But for him to wait till this girl got to the gate of her house to do it shows that there's a chance that this girl tried her best to be aware. Because once you start acting aware, once you are not distracted, once you're not on your phone pressing it all the time, and you're looking at the driver or whoever is in the vehicle, it limits their chances to attack. That is why when you're in a taxi, whether in the middle of the night or in the daytime, Stay away from your phone. Be aware of where the routes the driver is taking. Be aware of what the driver is doing. And if the driver suddenly say he wants to stop and pee, just know that you have to get ready. Just know that it might go left, because you cannot trust these people entirely. You don't know them. So young women watching this video, please be careful, especially this time of the year. This is November. December is next year. Throughout our timeline of covering true crime stories, I've come to learn and realize that November, December, January are the hottest period where people tend to commit crimes the most, especially crimes that have to do with money rituals, crimes that has to do with stealing, robbery, organ harvesting, organ trafficking. Because in the words of a popular creator, time dey hot, everywhere done red, and people are desperate to the point that somebody is willing to crash his own vehicle to steal 400 kwasha. That is to let you know that the length at which people are ready to go to make money is unimaginable. Whether the police catch and arrest thieves every now and then or ritualists, there will always be new people coming out to do these things. As we're even speaking and making this video, somebody is killing a young girl somewhere. A ritualist is somewhere looking for organ to do soap for a Yahoo boy. And we would not hear about it until maybe next year or the next month, because these things usually happen around this period of time. Because I also understand that some girls are also looking for ways to make money, and the only way they know how is to meet total strangers online. And more of these criminals disguising as taxi drivers are going to be on the lookout for their next victims, and it's usually at night. 2 a.m., the perfect time to commit the perfect crime, where no one would see you or stop you, where your victim would scream for help, but before help would come, you're already done. So young women watching this video, to all our viewers, please be careful. Be very careful. If you are caught up at late at night, stay where you are. If you have to go with your friends. It's a risky thing. I know we have to go about our business, but this is just an unfortunate incident that I hope that many of us can learn from.